How does video enable this transformation to a collaborative enterprise?
From a Cisco IT perspective, I've really defined collaboration as the following. And it's interesting, if you ask 30 people what the definition of collaboration is, you might get 45 answers, right? So how we're defining it is the convergence of 5 key pillars: mobile, social, video, apps, and content. And it's really those 5 that come together. Now, each pillar in and of themselves is important. I've got a video roadmap, a mobile roadmap, what we're doing on social as well as apps. But the power is the convergence of all 5. And what I'd like to suggest to many of my colleagues across the globe is that even there hasn't been one organization I've found, including Cisco, that can take on all 5 all at once. The change management, the investment usually is just too much, but you have to design it in accordance with the architecture that all 5 are coming. If you don't believe me, pull out your iPhone. That this experience is happening on mobile devices as a consumer 1,000 times a day. So if you're thinking about your video strategy, you should be thinking about mobile. If you're thinking about mobile, you should be thinking about apps. They're also easily converged that you might not be able to deploy them all at the same time, but you have to architect all 5 together.
How has that vision come to life?
Well, it really has taken off. If you were to ask me 6 years ago the use of pervasive video inside the Cisco organization, I never could have forecasted the growth that we have. And it's not just in the telepresence experience that we're doing right today. That's one part of it. It really is pervasive video across the organization. You know, for example, I do 1.2 million video meetings a month on WebEx with our WebEx meetings. So I would say that the use of video inside the organization has become very, very pervasive across the globe.
What's the IT strategy in video that the modern IT leader needs to embrace?
Most people will quote that, I don't know, 65, 75% of communication is nonverbal. So when you are having a video call or a video chat or video is on, it just makes the conversation and the meeting so much more robust. People are more engaged. They're quite honestly not multitasking. They know they're on camera. So we have seen just a direct result of the decision making and the effectiveness of meetings because of video. But I'd also say that what I've learned over the last few years is that not all video is equal. I think some IT professionals will think of the bandwidth drag that this will have on the network. And I would say that yes, of course, high definition telepresence is of course has an impact on the network. When you think about how much pervasive video we have inside the organization on, WebEx meetings, high def meetings, now with our Jabber client, which is IM voice and video together, there really are ways that it's not having a significant impact on the network because we're optimizing the network as we go. So my suggestion to those that are listening on this one is that not all video is equal in the impact to the network, and I would really suggest that we step back and think about what is your pervasive video strategy across your company.
And is there somewhere else that people are really missing the boat on the video strategy when you see people using video?
And some kind of non-high-tech companies, as I talk to a lot of customers, I do think there's an initial change management and training that has to go along with it. And people ask me all the time, well, do you get those the ones that are the ambassadors, and is it, kind of the ones that really enjoy those, or do you really focus on the leaders? And I would say it's both. You really do need to have the leaders, showcasing the examples and using the technology, but also embrace those change agents inside your organization, because the more that begin to use it, it's like there's a viralness of video, just like on Facebook and other social tools, that once you start using it a lot, it just takes off. But you got to get that first group of contingent users using it.
What should we be measuring as our path to success on this? How can we demonstrate some key measurable outcomes?
We look at both productivity savings, we look at how we're really changing the business and offering new capabilities, and then we're looking at areas of how this really does transform the business. So I've got probably 67 now use cases inside Cisco that really do reflect one of those categories: the productivity angle, how I'm really using it to change the experience, and how I'm also being transformational. But I think it's really, really important that as each of the CIOs begin to go down this effort, I think it's important that they sit down and think about what the value hypothesis is. It won't ever come out the exact way you expect, but I do think it's important that you sit down and sketch out really what this investment do we think will do. Are we going to save, an hour of everyone's time across the company? Are we going to have more faster decision-making meetings? I mean, whatever the result is, I think a value hypothesis at the beginning is really critical, and then you can, of course, validate that once the project is completed.